ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Today, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 24, Worshipping Govardhan Hill. Text number 20. Varteta Brahmana Vipraha Rajanyaha Rakshaya Bhuvaha Vaishyaha Tu Vartaya Jivet Sudraha Tu Vijasevaya Varteta Brahmana Vipro Rajanya Rakshaya Bhuvaha Vaishyastu Vartaya Jive Shudrastu Dvijasevaya Varteta Brahmana Vipro Rajanyo Rakshaya Bhuvaha Vaishyastu Vartaya Jive Shudrastu Dvijasevaya Varteta Brahmana Vipro Rajanyo Rakshaya Bhuvaha Vaishyastu Vartaya Jive Shudrastu Dvijasevaya. Please chant. Any Matajis? Tate Brahmana Vipro Varteta lives Brahmana by the Vedas Vipraha the Brahmana, Rajanyo, the member of the ruling class, Rakshaya, by protection, Bhuvaha, of the earth, Vaishyaha, the Vaishya, Tu, on the other hand, Vartaya, by trade, Jivet, lives, Sudraha, the Sudra, Tu, and Dvijasevaya, by serving the twice Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. Translation purport. The Brahmana maintains his life by studying and teaching the Vedas. The member of the royal order by protecting the earth. The Vaishya by trade and the Sudra by serving the higher twice born classes. Purport. After glorifying karma or work, Lord Krishna now explains what he means by prescribed duties born of one's nature. He was not referring to any whimsical activity, but rather to the religious duties prescribed in the Varnashrama or Vedic social system. We will read other verse also. 21. Krishi Vanija Goraksha Kushidam Turyamuchyate Varta Chaturvida Tatra Vayam Go Vrittayo Nisham. Translation. The occupational duties of the Vaishyas are conceived in 4 divisions: farming, commerce, cow protection and money lending. Out of this, we as a community are always engaged in cow protection. Verse number 22. Sattvam rajastama iti sthiti utpatti antahetavaha rajaso padyeta vishvam Anyonyam vividham jagat. Translation purport. The causes of creation, maintenance and destruction are the 3 modes of nature, namely goodness, passion and ignorance. In particular, the mode of passion creates this universe and through sexual combination causes it to become full of variety. Purport. Anticipating the possible objection that a livelihood based on cows certainly depends on Lord Indra, who supplies rain, Lord Krishna here introduces a mechanistic theory of existence known as atheistic Sankhya. The tendency to attribute exclusive causality to the apparently mechanistic functions of nature is an old tendency indeed. 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna referred to a doctrine already well known in human society. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this wonderful narration of Govardhan pastime is going on. Actually, लॉर्ड कृष्णा हमारा मुंबई लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं ब्रजवासी को पका रहा है राइट. First by speaking karma mimamsa philosophy. Now one verse varnashram system. Now he is going to speak atheistic Sankhya. You know, there are two Sankhyas. One is Devhuti Putra Kapila Sankhya, which is described in third canto, and then there is atheistic Kapila. You know, Nirakarvadi, Nirishwarvadi Kapila Sankhya philosophy, right? But actually, if you say the Brajavasis, they are villagers, right? This Sankhya philosophy and Karma Mimamsa philosophy, then all these philosophies, even Vedanta Sutra, they are very dry. You know, for somebody who is eating very sweet gulab jamuns, you know, for them it is like eating nimba fruit, with bitter fruit, you know, very dry. you don't like, right? Devotees, they don't like. Somewhere I have read, I think in Prabhupada writes that unless you know 6 systems of philosophy, you cannot sit on Vyasasana and speak. So I tried to read Vedanta Sutra. Whenever I tried to read Vedanta Sutra, only 2 sutras I could read. One is Atata Brahma Jijnasa, then Janmadyasyata. Beyond that, you know, everything. Then Nyaya, you know, this Karma Mimamsa, you know, you can't read only. So, Brajavasis, they were not convinced because Krishna spoke Karma Mimamsa, Sankhya philosophy to them, or Varnashram system, or Vedanta Sutra, right? Because gopis, they themselves say that, you know, Madhuraya Gira Valguvakyaya Budhamanojnaya Pushkarekshana Vidikaririma Viramuhyati Adarasiduna Apyayashvanaha. So, gopis are saying Madhuraya Gira. You know, Gira means words. My dear Krishna, we are all attracted by the sweet words that you speak with very sweet voice and with beautiful language and with very beautiful meanings. You know, not only us, Buddha Manojnaya, oh Pushkarekshana, oh lotus-eyed one, Buddha Manojnaya, those who are intelligent also, they become bewildered. Vidikaririma, you know this. Veera Muhyati, oh Veera, oh great hero. Muhyati, we also become bewildered. You know, so why are you, you know, going away from us? Please give nectar of your Adharamrit, you know, for your go, you know, like that. So, Buddha Manojnaya, when Krishna speaks, even the, so there are 3 Adharamritas that Krishna gives, right? One is Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, right? That is one Adharamrit. And then another Adharamrit is Krishna's smile. You know, Krishna's smile. Another Adharamrit is Krishna's Venu Gita, right? And there is actual Adharamrita is there. What is Adharamrita? Adhara means, Dhara means there is 2 Amritas, Adharamrita and Dhara Amrita. Adharamrita, Dhara Amrita means, Dhara means Bhumi. Amrita means Anandam. You know, one meaning is Anandam. So, Bhumi Anandam means sense gratification. Adharamrita means transcendental. Right? Transcendental. So, that is Adharamrita. So, Buddha Manojnaya, when Krishna in Upaplavya, when it was decided that Krishna will go to Hastinapur, you know, and then convince Duryodhana and all, as a Shanti Dut. As a Shanti Dut. You know, when the war was fixed, why Krishna has decided to go as a Shanti Dut? Because अरे मेरा डिवोटी गया है दूत बन के, मैं भी बन के देखना चाहिए. Right? कौन गया था? हनुमान. Right? Hanuman, he went, as a Dut of Lord Ramchandra. So Lord Ramchandra remembered, Krishna remembered, when I was Lord Ramchandra, when I was Ram, Hanuman went as a Duta. I never went as a Dut. Because, Dut, going as a Dut, is very degrading, Sometimes they, just like, they arrest, sometimes, they put fire to the, pooch, all that, right? So, but, Krishna went as a Dut, Shanti Dut. So, when Krishna went as a Shanti Dut, on both the sides of the road, all the great sages, Narada Muni, Vishwamitra, Vyasadeva, everybody, they were standing. So, Krishna asked, what are you doing all here? Said, we heard that you are going to speak something in Kurusabha, we want to hear. Right? We want to hear. So, Buddha Manojñaya, Pushkarekshana. So, all these great personalities, they wait to hear one word of nectar from Krishna's lotus mouth. Right? Buddha Manojñaya, right? So, when Bhishma, he blew the conch and all, then Arjuna ordered Krishna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratam Stapayame Achyuta. Then Krishna immediately took the chariot and then kept it in the middle in front of Drona and Bhishma. Then Arjuna saw, he became bewildered. Right? So that is very important. By seeing, we become bewildered. Arjuna saw Bhishma and all, he became bewildered. By seeing, that's why eyes are very dangerous. Right? But Arjuna became enlightened by hearing. Right? That is why we should see less and hear more. Like that. So, then Duryodhana, hey Pitamaha, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are, can't you see? Nandanandan Krishna, Keshav is speaking something to Arjuna. And Duryodhana said, this Bala, what he would speak? He must be teaching, Arjuna how to run away from the battlefield. He must be afraid. He must have become afraid seeing all the huge Sena. 7 Akshoni and 11 Akshoni. There is no comparison. Hare Murk. Krishna is speaking. If this Havaka Joka bolte, if this air brings even one word of that is Krishna is speaking and puts it in my ear, I will consider myself very fortunate. My life would become perfect because Krishna is speaking something means must be wonderful, right? They all so all these Vrajavasis, they were not understanding all this Karma Mimamsa, Shankya philosophy. Krishna was speaking so wonderfully. Krishna is known as wonderful linguist and wonderful speaker. In Bhakti-rasam Sindhu, it is mentioned that Krishna speaks so beautifully, full of meanings, that he would speak one word and then Krishna spoke 700 verses. Hundreds of commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. So much meaning. One Acharya gives one meaning, another Acharya gives another meaning. So wonderful. One word, so much meaning he puts. Right? And then one Gopi was telling, Krishna knows so many languages. He knows Kashmiri Bhasha. Krishna knows Gujarati. Later on, because he is going to live in Gujarat. Aya, Kemcho, all that. So, not only that, Krishna would speak language of monkeys. Krishna would speak language of birds. Krishna would speak language of animals. Right? Like Radha Govind Maharaj says, when Vidura and Yudhishthira Maharaj, they were speaking in some bhasha, Duryodhana could not understand. Right? Maharaj says, they are speaking in English. Mlecha Bhasha, they are speaking in English. So they knew English also. Krishna knew English also. Right? So, once, Srila Prabhupada, once our Yamuna Mataji went inside Prabhupada's room in Vrindavan. So that time Prabhupada was speaking to monkey. Monkey. Then when Yamuna Mataji entered the room, Prabhupada said, now you go. So monkey went away. Right? There you go. So another time Prabhupada was reading in Mexico. What is the capital? Mexico? Anyway. Mexico? Achha. So he was reading Krishna book in Spanish language. Right? And then Hridayananda Maharaj asked, Prabhupada, you are reading Spanish book? Prabhupada said, a devotee of Krishna can do anything. Right? So Krishna knows all languages, devotees also know, right? Pure devotees, like that. So once, in 1991 when I started coming, I read one purport where Prabhupada says, we should always, when we come to the temple, we should offer prayers to Krishna. So that time I was Nadan. Then I thought Krishna may not understand English. Then I by-hearted all Queen Kunti prayer and offering. Then later on I came to know Krishna speaks English. Krishna understands all languages. So we can offer prayers in English language also. So anyway, the Vrajavasis, they were looking at Krishna, wonderstruck, Nanda Maharaj and all. Kya baat kar raha hai? So sweetly speaking. Wow. Wow. So this is mentioned in Bhakti-rasam Sindhu also. When the Krishna was speaking, Krishna is speaking so Madhuraya Gira, so wonderfully. He said something. Okay. What do you want? You want us to stop Indra Puja? Stopped. They are not convinced, Karma Mimamsa. But they are Vaishyas, They will not understand all this philosophy, Karma Mimamsa. Brahmanas, they are not able to understand. How can Vaishyas understand Karma Mimamsa, Sankhya philosophy, Vedanta Sutra, Varnashrama Dharma and all that? Okay. You want us to stop? Okay, we'll stop. Right? Why Krishna, one devotee raised this point. All these years, why Krishna allowed Indra Puja? Only at the age of 7, Krishna stopped Govardhan Puja. Any guess? Right? He could have stopped, right? There is a secret. Krishna is known as Purna Avatar. Krishna is known as Vishwarup Avatar. Krishna is known as Mukunda Avatar. Mukunda means one who gives liberation. So Vrajavasis, he is giving perfection to one by one all Vrajavasis by performing all these wonderful childhood pastimes. Right? He gave perfection, and then this Brahma Vimohan Leela, he gave perfection to elderly women of Vraj. Right? So Maharaj says that these Vrindavan childhood pastimes, they are mostly enjoyed by women rather than men, because men are going for pasturing and cow-heading and farming. And all these women only are present. And then Krishna was doing all kinds of childish activities. Right? And then the most, who enjoyed most Krishna's childhood pastimes was, Mother Yashoda. Right? And later on, Krishna gave milk, drank the milk of all the elderly women. So like that, he gave perfection to the women of Vraj. And then by doing all this Gocharan Leela, and then all this killing of the demons, playing with the cowherd boys, Ittam Satam, Brahma Sukhana Bhutya. So he gave perfection to the cowherd boys. And then by performing the uh, this Vastraharan, Chiraharan Leela, he prepared the gopis, some of the gopis. So, there are Nitya Siddha gopis and Sadhana Siddha gopis. Right? So these Sadhana Siddha gopis, they need to become perfect and then give the ultimate perfection of engaging them in rasa dance. Rasa dance is always happening, right? But so he made them prepare for entering into rasa dance. So by doing that leela, he prepared them. Why? Because we need 3 hours for attaining Krishna Prema. Anybody remembers? 3 hours. Right? Avyabhicharini Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti, Anusmarana. 3 hours we need. Ananya. So, by giving that blessing, there is a deeper meaning to that leela, that that Krishna has initiated them, and then he gave them new bodies. So they were constant, because Krishna told them that aane wale ratron mein, in future nights, I will fulfill your desire. So the gopis did not ask, when is that night, when is that night? So they were simply waiting, intensely thinking about Krishna, making them purified. And then finally they did. So children were given perfection by childhood, this Gocharan Leela, cowherd boys. Cowherd women, they were given perfection by drinking their milk and performing all childhood pastimes. And then he prepared the gopis, younger gopis, for perfection. In the next Leela, next chapter it will happen. And then the cowherd men were left out. Cowherd men. Right? So in order to give perfection to these cowherd men, Krishna performed this Govardhan Leela. After knowing this, after watching this pastime, they had a doubt that Krishna is Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan. But now it is confirmed. Because, Srila Prabhupada always said, they say, I am Bhagavan. But Krishna has proven that he is Bhagavan by lifting Govardhan hill with a little finger on his left hand, with his left hand. Right? So what is that? Because usko uthao. If he wants a bed, you want a bed? He's thinking where I am. So, this, everybody, prove, like Dr. N.D. Desai, Nathji Prabhu, many times you must have heard this pastime. Nathji Desai, when he was Karmi, he used to go to Chinmayananda, Powai. So they say, I am God. This disease is is there in everybody's heart. Once Srila Prabhupada was there in New York, Jadurani Mataji started coming to the temple. Just 3-4 days she came. And then Prabhupada asked her, do you live nearby? Can you come to the temple every day for Guru Puja? That time there is no Mangalarti. She is thinking she is all pervading. She thought, I am all pervading, so I live nearby only. She said, I live nearby only. But later on, she came to know she is not all pervading, because she lives half an hour away by train. In New York, you have to travel by half an hour, means it's quite far. The trains run very fast. Later on, she came to know that I am not all pervading. Like that. So, Dr. N.D. Desai used to come, then when Prabhupada went to his house, and then he charmed them so much. So he is not liking it. He was not liking it. Because when he entered, the devotees are roaming around in the house as if they owned the house. And then first meeting only Prabhupada gave them, he made him give donation. Then he is saying, please adopt the children. all these boys, give them visa. She was shocked. He was shocked, Andy Desai. He will take over our company or what? He was having like that. So he started coming to meet Prabhupada and all. So then there is always used to be arguments and all. Then one day, Prabhupada told him that if Chinmayananda thinks that he is God, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Tell him to lift a table. Tell him to lift a table. Then Dr. N.D. Desai went and asked, Swami Prabhupada, ISKCON ka founder Acharya, he's giving you a challenge that if you are a God, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill with his left hand. If you lift with left hand the table, he will accept you as God. Chinmay said, what nonsense? Then Dr. N.D. Desai ka aak khul gaya. He said he came and surrendered to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada used this pastime to prove that many times Prabhupada wrote in the purport that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then the devotees enjoy because he lifted Govardhan hill at the age of 7 for 7 days and 7 nights. Krishna's favorite name, Krishna has got more than thousands of names. But what is Krishna's favorite name? Govinda. Right? You know why? Why Krishna's is Shankaracharya's favorite name is also Govinda. That's why, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, right? Samprapte Sannihita Kale, Nahi Rakshati, Dukrin Karane, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. So, Shankaracharya also wrote about Govinda. So he says, why it is Krishna's favorite name? Because all other names he got just like that. But this Govinda's name, he got it because he worked very hard. For 7 days and 7 nights, he lifted Govardhan hill. After that, he got this name, Govinda. Actually, this Govinda, originally it belongs to Varahadev. Because he lifted Govinda. Yeah. Why in Tirupati, why do we say Govinda, 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 Edukondlavada, Venkatramana, Govinda, Govinda, right? In Tirupati we hear, actually that Govinda belongs to Varahadev. So he stole that name from Varahadev. Now he is known as Govinda because he worked very hard. 7 days and 7 nights. Right? So, this Govardhan Leela, after this Govardhan Leela, all the Vrajavasis, they are very sure that Krishna is God. Then he requested, please, show us Golok Vrindavan. So Krishna took, all of them to Golok Vrindavan and showed, Brahma. Like in other kalpas, it is mentioned that this time I think he took them in the Sarovar and then he showed them, right? But another kalpa, he doesn't kill Keshi demon. Keshi demon, Kamsa is very proud. I got friend, Keshi demon, so he was unafraid actually. Only after he died, Keshi demon died, he had a problem, mental problem. So, sometimes Krishna doesn't kill Keshi demon. So after Govardhan Leela, he keeps him, he binds him and puts him in the Vraj. After Govardhan Leela, when Vrajavasis, they ask, hey Krishna, show us Vaikunta, Golok Vrindavan. So Krishna makes all the Vrajavasis sit on the Keshi demon, back of the Keshi demon, and he takes them on a world tour. Sometimes in some kalpa, he doesn't drive away Kaliya. Kaliya udhar hi rakhta hai, lekin sometimes he uses Kaliya hoods for doing rasa dance. He's subdued. Like that Krishna performs, there is some small difference, like that. So, they are convinced that, now Krishna is, God. And so there is one, next chapter is after Govardhan Lila, wonderful Krishna, why we have love, Krishna is so sweet and then he speaks so beautifully. Everybody, Madurai Gira, Valgavakiya, everybody became attracted, the way Krishna spoke all these things. They became so enchanted like that. So that is the reason Krishna performed this pastime. Another reason why Krishna performed this Govardhan Lila pastime is for all of us, Everybody says, oh, I am a foodie. All these actors and all, they say, they give interviews and all, I am a foodie. All these Punjabis. Prabhupada said, the best food is Punjabi food. Very masaladar. Paneer makanwala, channa masala, all this. So, very tasty. So everybody says, all these Punjabis, they say, cow pio, ash karo. Like that. So everybody says, I am a foodie. Right? So what is the result of Govardhan Puja festival? It's a very joyful festival, right? You make a hill of prasadam and then make do circumambulation of Govardhan. And then eat very nice prasad. Right? Eat very nice prasad. So, it's a very joyful festival, like that. So, once Srimad Radharani and all the gopis and all, they were sitting. So, Radharani said, Hantaya Madri Ramala Haridasavarya Yad Rama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manantanoti Go Ganayos Tayoryat Pani Yasu Yavasa Kandara Kandamulai. All of you, please memorize this verse. Every day when you take darshan of Govardhan, you can chant this verse. Hantaya Madri Rabala Haridasa Varya. Right? So Srimati Radharani was, chanted this verse. He said, let us now, we are not getting association of Krishna. So how can we get association of Krishna unless we get the mercy of his pure devotee? So who else is a better pure devotee than Giriraj ji, who is Krishna himself? So let us go and take bath. Because when we go, let us take bath in Manasi Ganga, Govind Kund. We get blessings. Let us do Govardhan Parikrama of Govardhan. Then we will get the blessings so that we will easily get darshan of Krishna. Like that, So like that. So in the course of conversation, Srimati Radharani was asking Lavana Manjari that can you tell why people are very fond of Govardhan? Very fond of Govardhan. What is his greatness? What is his speciality? Can you explain to all the Sakhis? Because so many Sakhis, they were sitting there. And then after that, Lavanya Manjari, she looked at Tunga Vidya. She was a very, very expert in Vedic knowledge and Shastras and all. So she indicated to Tunga Vidya that, please you explain the glories of Giriraj. How, Srimati Radharani asked, how Govardhan Giriraj came to Vrindavan and all that. So she started explaining that, after there is wonderful this Rasa Lila pastimes. Krishna, there are mridangas, kartals and, very nice, beautiful singing. And Krishna was dancing with the gopis and taking bath in Yamuna and all that. So Krishna was very pleased and the gopis are very pleased. Then Srimati Radharani asked, do you love me? He said, yes. If you love me, can you fulfill my heart's desire? He said, oh Radhe, you are my pranasakhi. Whatever your wish is my order. I will take it on my head. Please tell. You create such a wonderful place which is comparable to itself. A place of wonderful pastimes. Which is a wonderful, place you create. Then immediately Krishna closed his eyes. Right? And then meditated. And then he observed, he searched for that bhava, personified bliss. which gives not only to him, to the gopis, and to all the living entities. And then he just, when that bhava took a seed, and then fell in the, on the bank of Yamuna, and then it became from that seed, a small stone has come. From that, a small hill has formed. And then from that, a beautiful mountain has formed. Right? And then it was situated on the bank of Yamuna, and then it was looking very, very beautiful. And, there is beautiful waterfalls. There are so many beautiful lakes, beautiful grass, and so many kunjas, secret, places for performing Radha Krishna pastimes. So Krishna and all the gopis, they started enjoying, going around Govardhan hill and enjoying all the pastimes, like that. So Radhika asked, can you tell more details of the glories of Girirajji? Then she started saying that there is one Brahmana, Vijay, he came to Vrindavan, and then he went all around Vraj. He saw all the places and took bath and all. And then while going away, he took one stone of Girirajji. Girirajji. And then he was going out. When he stepped out of circle of Vraj, Vraj. So there is one very, very horrible looking demon. He came in front of him. He is three-headed, six-handed, six-legged. Very, very ferocious demon. So he started attacking this Vijay. Then he became very, very afraid, and then he didn't have anything in his hand. So he is only carrying Govardhan Shila. So with that Govardhan Shila, he hit him very hard. As soon as Govardhan Shila hit him, immediately he gave up his grotesque, horrible form. Then there is a beautiful personality with great effulgence, with two-handed forms. Same as Krishna's color. His so much effulgence came. So this man, he became very bewildered. What happened? What happened? Then Vijay, that personality offered obeisance to Vijay. He said, "Thank you very much, please for relieving me of this from this horrible form." Then he said, "I didn't do anything. I had some stone in my hand, and then I hit you. And then that stone is very wonderful. That stone is Govardhan Shila, which is Krishna's form only, which will give you, by simply looking at this Shila, one's life's goal will be fulfilled. Life's goal will be fulfilled." I said, "I don't know. Acha, can you tell me more glories of Govardhan?" He says, the result, please hear this very carefully. Jnatva kurvita karmani. Whatever we do, karma we do, if after understanding we do it, knowing the meaning if you do it, you get 1,000 times more benefit. You chant Hare Krishna, but if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, after knowing the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you get 1,000 times better result you will get. Like that. In the same way, before going to yatras, we should know the glories of those places. Then, you will actually appreciate more. Otherwise, you will complain, "Arey, Govardhan Parikrama, bahut thak gaya, kyun aisa rakha hai?" All that. Right? So, one of the rules for doing Govardhan Parikrama is, one should not feel distressed. One should not curse, "Arey, Guru Maharaj, kyun karte hain sab?" Right? One good news for ladies and children, they don't have to do Govardhan Parikrama. Right? If you see Govardhan Parikrama Leela, Mataji, ladies and children, they were like sitting in the bullock cart and they were doing parikrama. So there is something, in there is one shastra where it is said that yantra parikrama is also you can do. Then those who cannot, those who are feeling sick and all, they should not do, parikrama, feeling very distressed, like that, right? And then also गिरिराज जी परिक्रमा में बड़ा 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 गन्ने का जूस पियो, मौसम भी जूस पियो और बीच बीच में खिचड़ी खिलाता है, ऐसा व्रत है ना, खाते खाते पीते करने वाला. अदरवाइज फॉर ऑल अदर व्रत्स यू हैव टू फास्ट, बट गोवर्धन परिक्रमा you don't you cannot, you don't have to. So the result attained by 5,000 years of austerity in the abode of Lord Shiva is attained in a single moment on Govardhan Hill. Simply by visiting Govardhan Hill, one attains a piety 100,000 times greater than by the worship of Brahmanas, or 10 million or the piety that you get by distributing 10 million cows, simply by visiting Govardhan. Actually, in Varaha Purana it is mentioned that if you cannot go to Vrindavan, if you simply plan that I am going to Vrindavan, I am going to Vrindavan, you will get the result of going to Vrindavan. Right? Nowadays you book a ticket. You book a ticket and then make a plan. I am going to Vrindavan, I am going to Vrindavan. Then if you are not able to go, you cancel the ticket. You will get the benefit of going to Vrindavan. So the result of performing 10 million yajnas is attained by once bathing in one of the many kundas. Right? There are so many kundas. Right? How many? Anybody can remember? One is Govind Kund, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, Uddhav Kund, Surabhi Kund, Laval Kund, Apsara Kund. In Apsara Kund we have a joke, 20 years back we went for all the grahasthas and all. So I was giving a lecture, I think near Govind Kund only Apsara Kund. So I just jokingly mentioned, if you take bath in Apsara Kund, you will get Apsara. One boy, he jumped into Apsara Kund. It's a joke. Such a funny thing. If one gives charity, performs austerities, bathes in sacred rivers, chants sacred mantras, worships Brahmanas, and adores the Supreme Lord at all the places of pilgrimage, like Kurukshetra, Naimisharanya, Mayapuri, Prayaga, Ayodhya, or Pushkara, one attains the greatest spiritual merit by doing all this like that. But one who, by visiting Govardhan Hill, one attains spiritual benefit 10 million times greater than visiting all these places, Pushkara, Haridwar, all these places. Please remember this. One who, thinking of Lord Krishna, bathes in Govind Kunda, attains a transcendental form like Lord Krishna. Of this there is no doubt. Right? It is mentioned that Govind Kund, what is Govind Kund? Yeah, after this pastime only, Survi cows and all, they come and bathe Krishna. That is Govind Kund. That is a liquefied form of Krishna Prema, they say. Then he asked, why did you, this Vijay asked this personality, why did you, how did you become like this? What have you done? He said, I am a Vaishya, very rich man. Then I spent money on prostitutes and all. Then I killed my wife with a sword. I gave poison to my parents. And then I took all the money, ran away with the prostitutes. अरे बहुत ही आश्चर्य बात है ना, अजामिला, like Even nowadays, all these people, even if they go to prostitute, nobody marries a prostitute. Right? But we see Ajamila getting married to a prostitute. So then he put those prostitutes one day in the well, and then they ran away. Then one snake bit him, and then he became he died. And then after that he went to hell. For 10,000 lifetimes, he suffered in various forms. And then he suffered so much in hellish planets. And then finally, he got this form. So one day he visited Vraja. These Vrajavasi boys, they have recognized me, and then they chased me away. Now I am feeling hungry for a long time. Then I saw you. When I attacked you, you hit me with Govardhan Shila. Right? You hit me with Govardhan Shila. Now I got this form. Then meanwhile, at that time, there are many devotees who have this doubt. For going to Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha, golden aeroplanes come. For going to Golok Vrindavan, what comes? Chariot comes. You know? Huh? Golden chariot comes for like that. So, yeah, as soon as the very beautiful personalities, he came riding a chariot. Right? That is why I always say this. Bilba Mangal Thakur says that in the morning we should always remember Putana killing pastime. Right? In the afternoon we should remember this Damodar Lila pastime. Right? So in the night time we should remember Krishna teaching Bhagavad Gita on the chariot to Arjuna. And then while sleeping, before sleeping, you just meditate on this pastime. Huh? So this wonderful pastime of Krishna standing in the chariot, and then with Jnana Mudra teaching Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was kneeling on his knees and teaching, hearing very carefully, right? By any chance, you die suddenly or something, Krishna comes on the chariot, makes you sit on his chariot, and takes you back to Godhead. Right? So he sat and then he went back to Godhead, Golok Vrindavan. Right? So Tungavidya, he is finished glorifying Girirajji, saying that anybody who hears the glories of Girirajji that I have narrated, he will become as fortunate as Indra in this lifetime. And in the next life, he will become as fortunate as Nanda Maharaj. Right? So, Krishna wanted to bring out the glories of Girirajji and glories of performing circumambulation, glories of seeing Girirajji, glories of going to Vrindavan and staying near Govardhan Hill, and then bringing Govardhan Hill and worshipping Govardhan Shila. Right? So our actually, when you go to Vrindavan, without the permission of Vrajavasi, you should not bring Govardhan Shila. A Vrajavasi should give you the Govardhan Shila. Our Asim Baba, what's Bhakti? Ananta Krishna Maharaj. We sent him, because there was a desire that we should worship Govardhan Shila, Govardhan Girirajji in our temple. Then what happened? We sent Maharaj. That time is Asim Baba. So he took the Govardhan Shila and then he kept it in the Sibir, when that Govardhan Parikrama was going on. And there was a fire on that day in that Sibir, because Girirajji did not want to come out of Vrindavan. So then Maharaj, he kept it back. He said, Radharaman Maharaj told him, we should not like that. And then later on, the desire was there. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, he was living in Vrindavan. Then he was worshipping this Shila. Right? He was worshipping this Shila. So he gave this Shila to us. And then he told, our Govardhan is very, very naughty. that you offer, because for offering to Krishna, ting, 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 you have to ring the bell and, right? You have to ring the bell and chant all the mantras, idam naivedyam samarpayami, all that stuff, Namo Vishnupadaya, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Namo Brahmanya Devaya. So Giriraji doesn't wait, it seems. वो खाने लगता है. So he would eat, offer that is offered to Krishna, then Krishna is complaining, अरे मेरा खाना ये खा लेता है. So that is why we offer a separate plate for Giriraji, so that he doesn't disturb Radha Rasvihari. Right? Like that. So we have got very beautiful, very expressive, very wonderful, Shila. Many devotees in Vrindavan, they send messages to me that, oh, you decorate very nicely, you are serving Giriraji very beautiful, nicely. Then he looks very happy and blissful. So we get, Vrindavan devotees, they send messages sometimes, very beautiful darshan of Giriraji, like that, right? So that is the purpose, for which Krishna performed this wonderful pastime. So if you see Giriraji pastime and then Brahma Vimohan Leela, right? After Brahma Vimohan Leela, when Lord Brahma came and offered wonderful prayers, everybody should by heart those prayers, 10th canto, 14th chapter, all full philosophy, right? Krishna did not speak one word, right? Krishna did not speak one word. So Brahmaji was crying with his 8 eyes, He could not understand whether I should stay here for some more time or Krishna is, when Queen Kunti offered prayers, Krishna smiled. Prabhupada said, if Krishna smiled means he accepted the prayers of Queen Kunti. Krishna was not smiling, he was not saying anything. Then Brahmaji became very gabra, very gabrahat ho gaya. Said, if I stay here, I will commit more offense. Let me go. Right? Let me go. Like that. But, Indra, he offended so much. He put so much rain. The cows and the covered men, everybody suffered so much. Right? Suffered so much. But after he came back, he offered prayers and all. Krishna spoke to him, don't worry, this and that. Very nicely he spoke, and then he blessed the cows, Surabhi cow, and like that. You know why? Because there is a difference. Brahmaji separated Krishna from his boyfriends. Because of Govardhan Leela, Krishna, all the Brajavasis, they came in under one roof. Right? They came under one roof. So he combined all the, so Govardhan Leela, speciality of Govardhan Leela is all the 5 rasas are nourished in this Leela. That is the speciality of Govardhan pastime. Right? And not only that, Krishna, Govardhan also became very, very blissful. So everybody is afraid that, Govardhan, how can Krishna, lift Govardhan hill like this? Yeah? But everybody is saying, no, Govardhan is in ecstasy, so he is flying. He is flying. Like that. So this is the, this is a wonderful pastime. Another aspect we should learn, so in Kartik Mahina, all wonderful festivals are, they come. So festival is, Prabhupada said, festivals are the mother of devotion. Right? Every day, Prabhupada said, every day there should be a festival. Right? In our temples. Like that. So this Govardhan festival, like in Kartik Mahina, there are many festivals. Right? One is, first festival that comes is Damodar Leela. Deepavali, Damodar Leela. Right? Next Leela that comes is Govardhan Puja. Next Leela that comes is, very wonderful pastime is Ras Leela. Kartik Mahina, right? All these 3 pastimes have. All these three pastimes, we can learn one aspect of devotional service which is required. So by hearing again and again the pastime of Damodar Leela, we should develop Drudha Nishchaya. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Drudha Vrata Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate. Right? Drudha Nishchaya. By hearing this Govardhan Leela, we should develop intense faith. Krishna is a small boy. All the Vrajavasis, they didn't know that now he is God or anything. When Krishna told that all of you please come and remain under the Govardhan hill, it won't fall. They had intense faith in Krishna, they all came without asking. Without asking. Like that. So that is. And then Ras Leela. Ras Leela we can learn by Atma Nivedan, complete surrender. Then the most important festival for all of us is Prabhupada Disciples Day. So Prabhupada embodies all the three. Right? Determination, intense faith, and complete surrender. Right? So that's what this is a wonderful pastime of Govardhan. So we should hear and again this Govardhan Leela. So we don't become influenced by Karma Mimamsa philosophy or Sankhya philosophy, like that. So in these verses, Krishna spoke about Varnashrama and all of you know, right? There is no need to discuss so much about Varnashram system because we cannot follow. Right? So only one thing Prabhupada said. Prabhupada wrote, Yan Namadeya Smaranan Kirtanat Yat Pravaranadya Smaranad Kvachit Swadopi Sadyo Shavanaya Kalpate. So in that verse, Prabhupada wrote very beautiful purport, very long purport. Prabhupada wrote one very interesting thing, that anybody who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra even once, right? You don't have, Prabhupada says, you don't even have to chant full name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any one name also, you will become immediately qualified to perform yajna. Right? Perform yajna. Even a dog eater also can become eligible. But Prabhupada says, dog eaters, they don't like to perform yajnas, because devotees, they don't like to perform yajnas because it's a waste of time. All that. Simply chant Hare Krishna, Sankirtan yajna. Right? You perform Sankirtan yajna. Prabhupada says, in this present circumstances, we don't know who is Brahmana, who is Vaishya, who is Sudra. Because even the Brahmanas also, whether they are Brahmanas are doubtful, because whether they followed Garbhadana Samskara and all. That is why, in this present circumstances, Acharya will decide who will become Brahmana. Right? How do we know I am a Brahmana? Prabhupada said, Acharya will decide. Spiritual master will decide who can be a Brahmana. Right? So he quoted this Sanatana Goswami's verse from Haribhakti Vilas, that just like a bell metal mixed with mercury, it can become gold. In the same way, a person who is who is initiated to be a bona fide spiritual master, he can immediately become a Brahmana. So Prabhupada said, Varnashrama system is not for ISKCON, Some people have this confusion. Varnashram, Prabhupada said, in ISKCON devotees should become Brahmanas and guide the Varnashram system for outside people, not for ISKCON devotees, right? Anybody who chants Hare Krishna, he becomes more than a Brahmana. Right? Like that. So, only small purport is there. So that's Krishna was trying to teach them that, you are Vaishyas, so we should do whatever is required according to our caste. So we should worship Govardhan, like that. So, but basically we should, Krishna wanted to bring out the glories of Govardhan and establish this Govardhan Puja. And, so if you go to on Purnima day, 1,000 lakhs of people they do parikrama. Right? From Punjab, Chandigarh, Delhi, kaisa karte hain itna? Vyas Purnima day, you won't get a place to. 1 crore. See? 1 crore people perform parikrama. Just imagine how much benefit they get. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. With your permission, I want to add something. What you said yesterday's lecture. He spoke about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur inviting one viceroy kind person and feeding, meat. You know why he did that? Because these smartas and all, they actually not recognizing Mayapur because they are proclaiming Navadvip as the birthplace. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted that Mayapur to go on the map of India. So he requested that person, he fed him meat. He didn't eat, you said, no? He didn't eat. But he was so impressed by the Atithi Satkar of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he agreed to establish a post office. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, now I put Mayapur on the post office, on the map of India. Now they can't say Mayapur is not there. Even if you think that I have committed a sin by making somebody cook meat and trying to feed this Angreji, I am ready to take that sin. But I am very happy that this Mayapur is now on map of India. Because of all post offices, where post offices are there, Mayapur is also there. Like this. So Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta is the one who established, post office. Then he is the one who made that road, Bhaktisiddhanta Sharani. So very wonderful, Anyway, thank you very much. Any questions, comments? No questions? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Giriraj Govardhan ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Gaur Premanandi.